surgery was booked for this morning. The gallbladder removal was booked for this morning. Look at my hand. This is the tag given to me. This is the compression socks that I was given. I put on the robe already. I'd worn everything. I'd signed the consent form. The different doctors had come to speak to me, tell me how the process would go. They will cut different parts of my tummy and, do the whole procedure. I was waiting in the waiting room. All of a sudden, the main surgeon and the assistant surgeon, so they came back. What he said was that, he said, in his history of being a surgeon for about 35 years, he had never seen that they saw gallstones and they can't see gallstones anymore. Good morning, NSPPDians. My name is Faith. I'm sending this video from the UK. I've been an NSPPDian for a couple of years now, about 2-3 years now. So sometime last year, I had a baby. So after about 2 months, I started having some pains in my stomach. It would radiate to my back and all that. Then I went into the hospital. They did a scan and said I had stones in my gallbladder. And then I was on the waiting list to have my gallbladder removed because that was what the surgeon said was the solution to the issue. He said I would have my gallbladder removed completely. But then I was trusting God to take it away. I told my elder sisters, of course, they are all fire on the altar also. On the 2nd of October, my sisters joined. Immediately, she sent me a message. Pastor Jerry mentioned your case. He said, stones in your gallbladder reversed. I said, I went straight to the video and I checked. At exactly an hour and 2-3 minutes thereabout, Pastor Jerry mentioned stones in your gallbladder be reversed.
Stones in your gallbladder. If you are the one putting on the live stream, the devil is a liar. I announce, let it be reversed.
I did a screenshot of that particular part and I kept it since October last year. My surgery was booked for this morning. The gallbladder removal was booked for this morning. Look at my hand. This is the tag. I'm just coming back from the hospital right now. This is the tag given to me. This is the compression socks that I was given. I put on the robe already. I'd worn everything. My earrings were off. They taped my nose ring, taped everything. I was already undressed. I'd signed the consent form. The different doctors had come to speak to me, tell me how the process would go, and they will cut different parts of my tummy and do the whole procedure. I was waiting in the waiting room. All of a sudden, the main surgeon and the assistant surgeon, the Indian doctor, they came back. I was like, what happened? They just sat down. They were like, I had a scan again last month before I was booked in for the surgery today, this morning. So apparently, they said they saw stones before, but shockingly, there was no stones in the last scan I saw. I was like, how come? What does he think happened? He said he doesn't know, he can't explain, but what he said was that, he said in his history of being a surgeon for about 35 years, he had never seen that they saw gallstones and they can't see gallstones anymore. I was like, I was just smiling. They said talk, and they said I should just dress up and I can go. I was like, what? I was so shocked because they said the surgery would take about 5-6 hours. I even told my husband to go back home and he would come back later and pick me up. I had to call him. How far? Hope you have not gone. Wait till they said they've cancelled the surgery. It was so funny. I was just laughing like, what's going on here? I called my sister immediately. How far? They don't cancel surgery. She shouted. I don't even know what to do. I'm so shocked. How will you shout? I don't know. Apparently, no stones, everything cancelled. In fact, this morning on the altar, while I was going to the hospital, I was on the altar also. I was plugged in. Everything was reversed. I claimed every word of reverse, everything. I claimed everything this morning, and that is my reality. Thank you, Pastor Cherry. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your timely prayers, actually, your timely prayers. And I pray that the oil on your head will never run dry.